So we humans are capable of great and terrible things, and Todd McShay's 2021 NFL mock draft is honestly the worst atrocity in human history. Like, it is ground zero, the worst thing that humans have ever done on this planet. Like, it is a flaming garbage heap of WTF, and also, like, honestly, if like the big man upstairs said, hey, there's going to be another biblical flood, I would point to this mock draft and be like, this is the reason why. This is exactly why. Well, actually, it's not so bad. Couple issues in there, but we'll get to it. So the Vikings pick is so we'll get to that in a sec. But first off, so he has a Chiefs Saints Super Bowl, which okay. So one half, I believe, the other half with like the corpse of Drew Brees hanging out. Like you got B.A. Michael Thomas. You know what BA stands for. And then also you have the corpse of Drew Brees hanging out like Weekend at Bernie's. Okay, yeah, sure. Yeah. And then some of the picks. So Jacksonville, Trevor Lawrence, that makes sense. Number 2, the Washington professional football team. You would think if they end up with the number 2 overall pick, probably largely because of quarterback play, Haskins ain't it. Dwayne, not the Rock Haskins. Alex Smith is, and Kyle Allen is like, oh, I like Kyle Allen, except he's terrible, right? So you would think that they would be in the market for a quarterback. No. They go cornerback, Patrick Surtain out of Alabama, sure. 4, Justin Fields falls all the way to 4, and he goes to the Panthers, which the Teddy hate and disrespect is real up in this motherfather. Like, okay, yeah. Teddy Bridgewater just signed a 3-year deal to be a starter for the Panthers and Matt Rule, but all of a sudden, he just gets replaced because, he won't thrive in the Joe Brady offense the way that the amazing Joe Burrow, who couldn't hack it at Ohio State, so he transferred to LSU, how he put up video game numbers and won the Heisman Trophy. Like, Teddy's not going to be able to operate in that offense. Okay. Yeah, with Christian McCaffrey, sure. 7, Rashad Bateman goes to the Lions, which kind of sucks because Rashad Bateman, the Gopher, great wide receiver. Now I have to hate with the fury of 1,000 suns, but also, that's where wide receivers go to die. Like, really. Like, you could say even Megatron, who is one of the greatest wide receivers of all time, like, he burnt out quickly. Like, he got burnt out and ended his career probably like 5-7 years early just because it's Detroit, man. This ain't Detroit, man. This is the Super Bowl. 14. So, speaking of guys that I love and now I have to hate with the fury of 1,000 suns. So, Trey Lance, a pride of Marshall, Minnesota, who was not given an offer by PJ Fleck and the Minnesota Golden Gophers in his infinite wisdom. The pride of NDSU, who probably isn't going to play this year. I think the Missouri Valley Conference is going to shut down if they haven't already. He goes to 14 to the Bears, which, God. Are you kidding me? So Minnesota finally has a homegrown first-round talent quarterback who wasn't offered by the only D1 school in the state until St. Thomas gets up there. And then all of a sudden he goes to the Bears. God. They're going to ruin him. Like, we talk about Detroit is where wide receivers go to die. Chicago is where quarterbacks go to absolutely perish and just tank. Like, remember Cade McNown? Remember, Jay Cutler wasn't so bad, but Rex Grossman. I mean, that's exactly what's gonna happen to Trey Lance, and it's a GD dereliction of duty. It is. So lastly, so the Vikings are at 21, which is annoying in the first place. It was like, so 21, so 14, you barely make the playoffs, whatever, sure. So now I'll also hit his rationale here. So Javon Holland, safety from Oregon, who is a guy that I actually like, but also first-round safety. Now, I understand that Harrison Smith is a little bit longer in the tooth. Anthony Harris may not be back after his franchise tag season, but so this is what he said. A defensive tackle is a bigger need. Yes, it is. Though 2020 opt-out Michael Pierce will be back next season, so Shelvin or USA's Jay Tufurula should be the choice for Minnesota. But Holland, all right, so you say it should be the choice, but then you change but Holland, who I mentioned as a reach earlier in this mock, now becomes a great value of 21 overall, and he fills a hole with Anthony Harris on an expiring contract, and Harris is met turning 32 in February. Holland, the top safety on the board, has 9 interceptions over the past 2 seasons, displays strong open field tackling ability, and shows some pop in the punt return game. He high points the ball and attacks it, a skill set that would help keep the Vikings among the elites in interceptions, tied for third in 2019 with 17. So this would cut against the grain of what Mike Zimmer has talked about the safety position, how it doesn't really matter. Spielman has not drafted safety before the 6th round, I believe, since Harrison Smith was obviously a first-round pick in 2012. So Spielman doesn't put a high value on the position. Zimmer obviously poo-poos is like, hey, I will just take 7th-round J-Ron Kurtz. I will take UDFA Anthony Harris. I will take UDFA Andrew Sendejo, and I'll actually turn them into something. So I wouldn't be shocked if they just stay in-house and it's like, hey, 6th-rounder Josh Metellus, a 7th-rounder Brian Cole II. We're going to elevate you. Anthony Harris is gone. Next man up. All that stuff. But it's just infuriating. So he even says it himself that defensive tackle would be the pick. So Jay Tufele from USC would obviously be a great pick here. Pending what happens, does Hercules Mataafa step up? Is James Lynch kick inside? There's a lot of variables there. But also the elephant in the room, and Vikings fans will know, like offensive line. It's always offensive line because you would expect that Riley Reif and Pat Elflein probably won't be back next year. So, again, you do have 3 nice pieces in place. You got Brian O'Neill developing to one of the best right tackles in the game. You have Garrett Bradbury, the Grim Reacher at center, as well as Ezra Cleveland, who ostensibly is going to probably take that left tackle spot after Riley Reif vacates. So, looking around, you're still looking at guards. And is Drew Samia, is Oli Udo, is any of the other young guys going to step up at guard? Possible, but you're going to pass up Wyatt Davis, the Ohio State absolute road grader of a guard, put him in at that right guard spot, and you'll be good to go. You're really going to pass him up? Really? And also I understand, the whole scared native thing about, well, Pat Elflein was a Ohio State interior offensive line, don't draft him. Like you wouldn't have taken Jonah Jackson in the mid rounds. He would have been a perfect scheme fit. Plop him in at left guard. He would have been good to go. Yeah, it would be a massive mistake of the Vikings pass up Wyatt Davis, as well as you look at Trey Smith from Tennessee. Now, he played tackle in college, does have some injury concerns, but could easily kick into guard, and that would be a great pick as well. So just ignoring that offensive line right there, ain't down with it. As well as, the Vikings are a run first team, and you have Thielen and BC and Justin Jefferson, but adding another dynamic wide receiver would make a lot of sense. It would make a lot more sense in safety. So you got Charleston Rambo from Oklahoma. You got Rondale Moore, of course, from Purdue, even though you're not going to be able to see any tape from him unless you go back to 2018. But dude's electric. He is Percy Harvin. And then it's just... It really does just annoy me. Like Dylan Moses from Alabama replaced Anthony Barr. It might be Barr's final year with the Vikings because of salary cap, and if he plays like ass again, and hell, looking forward to the future because Kirk Cousins obviously cannot play it forever. So if you have the chance to scoop up, say, like a Brock Purdy from Iowa State, Jamie Newman from Georgia, the transfer from Wake Forest, or Tanner Morgan from the Gophers, I mean, you're just going to pass that up for a safety who, again, I am okay with. I do like, and I'm not fully against drafting a safety early because remember, last draft I was in on Xavier McKinney, Grant Delpit, and of course Antoine Winfield Jr. But this, especially with who was on board, no. But other than that, I really liked it. There you go. All right, so your thoughts. Todd McShay's mock draft. Let us know in the comment section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. Want to support that work? Post something in the Venmo. But until next time, Skol, production value.